to the best of our ability, which sometimes may not be all that great, but we'll give it the college try. You want to say anything before we begin the Q&A?
No, I'm ready to go.
Tell the kids you love them.
I do love you.
See?
All of you.
See? It's all about the love. So, wow. Yeah, we can probably get going with the Q&A at your leisure.
Yeah, let's line up.
Go, go, go.
Yo, I have a question about kind of quests and lore. Do you guys ever plan to do something again on the scale of AQ and the gates of that? Cross-faction, that whole, I guess, it was just a very different kind of quest and lore that scaled just beyond your quest.
Like the whole build-up event?
Oh yeah, I got to see the AQ gates open on my server, and that was really cool, and there's just never been anything else like it.
Yeah, I implemented that event, and you can tell because of the math behind all the crap you had to collect. That's designer math. Yeah, it's one of those things that you, in your mind, in the past, it's really nice and fun. We definitely want to do more one-time events, but probably more of them, more like what you see with world events currently in holidays. But on smaller scales, like we may at some point in the future, I don't want to say never, do that crazy AQ moment, but for now, smaller, cooler moments.
Well put.
Hi. So I'm sure a lot of people have this question for you guys all the time, but when are we going to see another caster legendary weapon that's not a mace?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Write this down.
Something I could use, maybe. I'm a mage, so I got like a little knife and a big stick.
So here's the question.
Okay.
What would make you happy?
An answer that's not never.
No. Seriously, what would make you happy? What do you see?
Not a win.
A stick! The big stick, how about that?
A big stick, all right.
Greg Street, you out here somewhere? Someone take notes? Staff, you got it. It's coming.
So, we're almost 2 expansions past Outland now. I was wondering if we're ever going to hear what happened to High General Terrellian, because that guy was just the man.
You want to take this or you want to take it?
We have every intention of dealing with that character in an epic and impossibly bold way, but we're still chewing on that one. But certainly we want to leverage him in a super mega way. No plan yet.
You're gonna love it though.
Damn right.
Is there going to be anything in Cataclysm involving the Caverns of Time or furthering the Infinite Dragonflight's plans?
Alex?
Don't say it. You can count on it. Yeah. Something.
And it's so badass.
Oh, it is. It's pretty ridiculous in a good way.
I'm a big fan of the Sourfangs, but I've never been able to find out what clan they were from. I was also wondering if Thura was ever going to be in-game.
Which one?
That's what I heard.
BlackRock. Oh, BlackRock is what Chris says. Could be BlackRock.
Sure?
80%.
Oh, it's BlackRock.
Not 100%.
As of 3 seconds ago, it's BlackRock.
That's why he's the boss.
I have a question about the original philosophy behind the Burning Legion. Originally, Sargeras was the trash man for the Pantheon, and he'd see them create all these races, and then they become corrupted, and he'd have to go take them out. And then he came up with the philosophy that all life is evil. but then he disappears from the picture, and the Burning Legion's purpose seems to have shifted subtly. Is the original philosophy behind the Burning Legion that all life must be exterminated, or has Kil'jaeden shaped the Legion into his own engine of conquest?
Think you got me, huh? No, no, no. The philosophy is not shifted. I was trying to figure out where you were going with Sargeras disappearing. No, it's one-to-one. The Legion, ultimately Sargeras, in dealing with all this evil stuff, comes to the conclusion that life is innately bad and must be scrubbed out. So, as far as I can tell you, that's still pretty much the Legion's prime directive. Hasn't shifted at all.
But is it Kil'jaeden's personal philosophy, or has he changed things for himself?
I think it is his philosophy. No, it's a really good question. I think it is his philosophy, but at the end of the day, you know, we pretty much just smashed his head back down the toilet bowl, you know what I mean, at the Sunwell. Get out of here. So he's going to be dealing with totally different emotions at this point, right? Like he wanted to eradicate all life before, and it wasn't real personal. Now it's personal. We will likely see him again.
Hi. Yeah, after the Battle of Anderhall, when our favorite Death Knight gets chain hooked back to Undercity for re-education, I was wondering if there's going to be any kind of revisitation on that, or if that's going to have any further consequences down the line in Cataclysm.
So the Forsaken storyline is a complex one. I think you guys have seen a lot of changes happen in Cataclysm, as in the Forsaken have a more cohesive, coherent storyline and identity. What you saw happen to Kultira, will we come back to it? Yeah, probably. I mean, we want to use Kultira, we want to use Thessarian, and so absolutely, we'll see that somewhere.
Hey, so for the Clism, you haven't touched any updates on Kul Tiras in ages, and I mean, there's a lot of water themes. The world is messed up. You raided all the continents, but no Kul Tiras. What up?
Well, we gotta save something, right? There's some things out there that you'll see eventually, but that time isn't now.
Man, if you eat all your candy Halloween night, you're gonna get a tummy ache.
Yeah.
Slow. But we will deal with Kultiras in the looming future.
With Stromguard, so if there are any of those questions, have a seat. No, I'm kidding.
Hi. So for the story contest, I wrote a story, essentially my theory of what might have happened to Kael'thas between the Frozen Throne and the Burning Crusade. And I was just kind of curious, what's your take on it? How did he go from, you know, a well-intentioned leader to a pawn of the Burning Legion?
Computing. It was Mickey's novella. Dealt with a lot. We actually, I don't want to spoil it, but actually a number of years ago, one of our lead writers in the creative development department, a guy named Mickey Nielsen, actually wrote like a novella, like an 80-page kind of novella about exactly that, and it's bitchin'. And we've been struggling to figure out like where to publish it, where to put it out. And I would like to put that out at some point because it answers much of that and it's really good. So I don't want to spoil it for you, but we'll commit to putting that out.
I noticed they were asking about the legendary caster weapons earlier. I was wondering if you had any plans to add Medivh's staff back into the game for those who couldn't run 40-man Nax.
No. Sorry.
Snap.
It's been there and done. That's right, I'm a bad guy. That's right.
Thank you. So we were looking forward to a Windrunner family reunion between Sylvanas and Verisa, and maybe Ilaria, and didn't really happen throughout the course of Wrath. So, any plans for that anytime soon-ish, maybe?
We'll have that wrapped up along with the Turalian storyline.
Yeah. Is that the case, sir?
In Stromgarde.
With Atiesh.
There you go.
Hello, I am a proud orc shaman, Loktar God. Loktar! I asked you, good sir, last year if shamans were going to have their hub like paladins and mages have had in Wrath, and you said yes. Is it going to be the Earthen Ring, and are they going to be as much of a driving force in the end game as what was it, I forget, thank you.
Argent Crusade.
The Crusade, yeah. The Argent Crusade was going up against the Lich King.
Alex?
You played Cataclysm yet?
I have sadly not been in the beta.
Oh yeah. They're in there. Lots of them.
For reals.
Yeah.
So are we going to be seeing them as a faction of their own?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Hey there. I was just wondering,